already heard 2 arguments in favor of parent licensing and 1 against. So let's recap. The affirmative has argued that you need a license to teach, be it medications, fish, drive, and many other professions, so why not parenthood, which is a profession? Though they seem to have forgotten that just because you're so-called licensed at something does not mean by any means that you won't mess up, like getting a ticket for speeding. They have also argued that many parents are unprepared and end up abusing their children. But as my fellow negative Samantha has previously stated, child abuse is caused by stressful situations which can lead to drinking, gambling, anger. Couldn't all those issues be resolved in any other possible methods? Finally, and most importantly, Samantha has stated that women have been given the ability to reproduce. It is part of the circle of life. It is not a privilege but a natural right. To begin, we are all not the same person. We all have many different needs, whether your child is autistic, gifted, troubled, bratty, level-headed, or just a normal kid. How could the government ever possibly be able to compensate with all these types of children, and how will they ever be able to predict what kind of a toddler, preteen, and teenager your child will become? Because to be honest with you, I was a pretty good baby. I never went through the terrible twos, but when I turned 11 to when I was about 13, I became, say, a very difficult child. And I would like to think that I got out of that phase and moved on to the next. So that only proves our point that you cannot predict nor prepare yourself for becoming a parent. To be blunt, I would say it's all about the journey, and you live and you learn. But what does the government really even know about being a parent? What could they possibly prepare our parents about? It's not like they're Joe Frost from Super Nanny and have made a living out of it. It is plain and simple. This is not right. It is our God-given right to be able to have a child, and I know that is many young women's dreams to become a mother one day, and as it is also mine. This is just a ridiculous set of rules when it's not their child. Secondly, how could parents ever be able to instill the child with their personal religion, ethics, and morals if they're not able to teach a child with which they have given birth to with their own beliefs? Also, abortion in America is illegal. If this is legal to end a pregnancy, shouldn't it be legal to start one? In addition, who would have to take this test? The babysitter, aunt, uncle, neighbor who just happens to watch your child for a few hours have to take the test? Also, what is going to stop you from abusing or abandoning your child just because you passed the test? Or imagine this. Imagine you had absolutely no idea you were pregnant. I know it sounds hard to believe, but a lot of women do not actually realize that they're expecting. Like in the show, I Didn't Know I Was Pregnant on Discovery Health. What do these women do? Do they have to give up their baby? I have just a few questions which you seem to have never answered. Please, people have to refrain from having sex or just take parent licensing classes beforehand. Also, a condom, among other protection, does not completely protect women from becoming pregnant. What happens if these children are born? Then what? Finally, how do you propose we stop people from having sex? In conclusion, this is an impractical plan for 2 main reasons. 1, that the parents will be taking the same test, therefore will be enforcing the same rules, morals, and behavior. So you as a child will learn nothing from other families, such as a family who is very go with the flow, versus an OCD parents who are extremely strict. Each family has their own philosophies and morals that they all bring to the table. It is a wonderful thing to be different, so please don't mess with that. And 2, this is not going to stop people from following the most basic animal instinct, procreation, sex. Vote negative.